I had my clothing company, and that's why I'm wearing it. And I love it. Um, feel good on my skin. Anyways, I want to read Ecclesiastes 7, verses 7 through 12, because I believe I'm going to put some of this stuff into perspective for you guys, but not only am I going to put it into perspective, um, it's just good to read the Bible sometimes. Hey man, I get up and read most mornings, man, or I read most nights, but I like to get understanding. They say when we seek out wisdom, in return we get understanding. I had a talk with my father when I was 40 years old. When I turned 40, I'm 45 now, and I wanted to talk to him as a man. I said, I know you as my father, but I don't know you as a man. After that conversation of wisdom, I had understanding on things that I did not understand before. So I'm gonna read this to y'all. So I'm gonna grab some portions of this Bible. We got verses 7 through 12 in Ecclesiastes 7, and we're gonna read what this says. This is some of my favorite stuff to read right here because you're talking about wisdom. Let's do it. Brutality stupefies even the wise and destroys the strongest heart. When you have a heart of brutality, I'm gonna tell you something about the heart, man. The heart is extremely important. You must protect your heart at all costs because brutality, like our country is going into a period of brutality that will stupefy even the wise. These might seem like wise decisions, but they're not going to be in the future. You're just taking territories at this point. Endings are better than beginnings. Endings are better than beginnings. Like, okay, when you're born, people say, oh, so beautiful, such a beautiful baby. At the end, what are they saying about you? So, at the beginning of America, America started as this great democracy, this great project of democracy and capitalism. But people are not going to remember that in the end. They're going to remember that you're trying to invade Greenland, you trying to go to war with so-and-so, you trying to go to, ain't no more rumors of wars. You finna get war. Is what you like war, you finna get war. People will remember the end of America as opposed to the beginning of America. So when it says in the Bible, endings are better than beginnings, people are looking at what's going on in America and they're forgetting about the great democracy. Sticking to it is better than standing out. It's people that stick to it to the end, and some of these people reach maximum results. And then there's people who just want to stand out. They just want to shine. So in school, you'll see, especially in high school, you'll see boys who play football and they standing out. They ain't going to class. They leaning on their talents, standing out at their talent. But it was a kid that they called a nerd. He was just going to school, playing a slow game. Slow, slow, slow. Not getting the results of the person that's standing out in the beginning. They just playing a slow game. But when this person that was playing the slow game gets to the age 30, he's built a firm foundation for himself. The person that was just standing out, they were standing out on their talents. They didn't believe they needed to work hard. And this is also the story of the rabbit and the turtle. The rabbit was a standout. The rabbit over there sleeping on the trail and playing and skipping. And the turtle just staying on the course, sticking to it to the end. To the end. So that's why it says in the Bible in Ecclesiastes 8, endings are better than beginnings. Nobody's going to remember the beginning of America. Everybody right now is thinking about how America is turning out. That's how they're thinking about it. So endings are better than beginnings. Sticking to it is better than standing out. Let's read. Don't be quick to fly off the handle. Anger boomerangs. You can spot a fool by the lumps in his head. Don't be quick, man. This is why I be telling my brothers, man, you got this testosterone be amping dudes up. Don't be quick to fly off the handle, man. Anger boomerangs. What does a boomerang do? You swing it out and then it comes back. Sometimes you catch it and sometimes it hits you right in the face. So sometimes your anger can be your worst enemy. Not the person standing in front of you, urging you up. Your own anger is the person or is the thing that sets off this boomerang process. Absolutely, it does sound like karma. So let's read that again. Don't be quick to fly off the handle, man. This is where a lot of African Americans in the future are going to lose their lives. Don't be quick to fly off the handles, man. Talking to these ICE agents, going to these protests. I'm telling you, man, it's not going to be like it is before where these people don't have guns. These people are just going to start Xing people out. So get your anger in control now. I'm telling you, I have to work with my anger all the time. You can spot a fool by the lumps in his head. If I'm sitting here arguing with a fool and we end up getting into a confrontation, right? And somebody's across the parking lot watching me and said fool get into an argument or a confrontation, who's the fool in that particular argument? Well, the person from a distance has no idea who the fool is because two people are sitting there arguing. So let me read that again. Don't be quick to fly off the handle. Anger boomerangs. You can spot a fool by the lumps in his head. My homeboy, man, my homeboy Chris Beasley, he always say the same thing. He was like, hey, man, sometimes you got to let people bump their heads. And to me, I had to learn that. You can give people advice. You can walk them right to the water. Whatever they're going to do is whatever they're going to do. I can't control what they're going to do. I can only control me. But if I got my anger in control, I'm going to be okay. When I talk to everybody in my house, I say, hey, the anger that you have inside your body, find something to do with it. Turn it into a productive thing. Use that energy somewhere else. That anger is not going to be productive in the future. I can guarantee you that. When it says anger boomerangs, some of y'all going to send that anger out and it's going to come right back. Absolutely. Let's move on to the next part. Don't always be asking, where are the good old days? Wise folks don't ask questions like that. So it's a lot of people in this country, they say, well, if we just do this, then this country can go back to normal. If we just take the jab, everything will go back to normal. If we just give them what they want, it'll go back to normal. You're not getting the good old days back. And people that be talking about the good old days, hey man, my grandmother bought a house in 1969 for $10,000. I still got the deed. $10,000. That same house is $150 today. So why are we talking about the good old days? Man, houses used to be $10,000. Why are you still talking about that? It's not going to benefit you talking about houses being $10,000 in the 1960s. Why don't you figure out how we going to get a house in the future? You can't worry about the past. It was, and it ain't going to be in the future. All you can worry about is what's in front of you. If you worry about the past, you can't particularly worry about how bright your future gonna be. In my family, when we go to the family reunion, they always talk about the grandfathers who would pay for the whole family reunion. You had to put no money in. The old grandfathers would pay for the whole family reunion. Well, that ain't the same because the grandfathers done passed on, and now it's our job to pay for the family reunion. And they be sitting here talking about the future, about the past. Ah, man, the family reunion used to be so great, babe. I don't give a damn about how it used to be. Can't we make it great today? That's what I'll be asking. So don't always be asking, where are the good old days? Wise folks don't ask questions like that. Man, we're not worried about the good old days. The good old days are in the future. That's where the good old days at. But if we are so focused on the past, we can't create a bright future. Let's go. Let's do this. This is one of these last two verses are my best two scriptures in the Bible for me personally. I don't know what your best two scriptures are, but for me, wisdom, I'm going to read these two together because they actually go together. Wisdom is better when it's paired with money, especially if you get both while you're still living. Double protection, wisdom and wealth. Plus this bonus, wisdom energizes its owner. Wisdom is better when it's paired with money. Man, give money to a fool. Give money to a fool. And this is what we've done today out here in the world. We've given money to people who are fools in character. Fools in character. And we want them to do wise things with the money. And so when they go buy gold chains and all this foolishness, we be like, why'd you buy it, man? You could have did this for the community. Well, you've given the money to a fool. The fool only gonna do fool-ass things with the money. So they can't give you nothing good because they've only been into fool-type things. Wisdom is better when it's paired with money. Let's just say you give money to a wise man, and the wise man goes into his community and starts to build things. Well, then the community grows because the wisdom has been paired with money. When you give money to wise people follow God and they know what God needs them to do. When you give money to a fool, the fool don't have no wisdom from God. The fool is out there acting on their body's tendencies. Nah, I'm right here in Houston, Texas. Especially if you get both while you still living. So right now, I feel like I'm a wise man. I feel like I'm a wise man. Now, the money ain't necessarily caught up to the wisdom yet, but it will, because wise people, money follow wise people. So I feel I've made money in my lifetime, but not the money that I am intending to make in the future. So wisdom is better when it's paired with money. So you give money to a wise man, the wise man can grow a community. If you give money to a fool, the fool gonna rape the community. You see how that works? Especially if you get both while you still living. If a wise man gets money in his time, he's gonna build things to help his community. And we see Solomon sees this money and his wisdom as double protection. When you're wise and you got your money, and you building in your community gonna in turn look out for you. I've been working with a pastor, man. We go over to the pantry and we get food. I help them get food and they bring it over. We give out the food to the homeless people. If this pastor eventually gets wealth behind his wisdom, he'll be able to feed way more people than he's feeding right now. But right now he has the wisdom to get to the food. But if he gets the wisdom to get to the food, plus he has the money, well, he can help more people in this time. Because wisdom is better when it's paired with wealth. Double protection, wisdom and wealth, because with wisdom, you got understanding. And with wealth, you can make things happen. Guess what? Let's put it in the end. He said in the end, wisdom energizes its owner. So just like you plug your cords into the wall, you plug some money into a wise person, they can energize anything around them. This is why it is wise to give money to people with wisdom as opposed to fools. I want to read this today, man. That's all I got for y'all. I really want to read this, break down a scripture or two, and move on by my day, man. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.